Hello. Do we have anyone in here yet? See, we got two people. Want to welcome you. Hopefully we have a few more. Just trying to get YouTube set up on my other laptop here so I can keep track of what it's looking like on there. There we go. 5 people. Okay. Got some people here now. I want to welcome everyone. Oh, just a minute. I forgot to mute it. There we go. I'll get used to this eventually. Hello, Laura. Oh, it's kind of a cool day today. Hello, Vicky. I was going to try to do this outside, but it got too cold on me. I know some of you saw me on MT Homestead this afternoon. I was able to stay outside for that, but then it started getting chilly, so decided I better come in. It's dropped back into the 40s now. I got the parts for my generator. Got them on. Hello, Deborah. Still having issues with that. I do have a couple ideas to try with it. And then someone told me I could video chat them and they would walk me through it also. So hopefully I can get that resolved shortly. But at least now I am able to usually use my air fryer and microwave. This morning it didn't seem to want to let me, but then I messed around with it and got it so I could use them again. Anyone have any questions, any topics you want to talk about today? And we've got a few more people in here now. As some of you know, I was a guest on MT Homestead this afternoon. I gained 12 subscribers from that. The last I checked, I'm at 381 subscribers. I can check that right now. Yes, 381. So I'm glad for that. Want to thank everyone for the support. Yeah, it is great. That's what I need to do. My next goal is 500. Because then I can have the community tab. I can share stuff on that. And then I can put announcements on there. Like when I'm having issues not being able to get my videos out, I could at least put an announcement up. Let everyone know what's going on. But I think for now I've got that problem resolved. I guess it was just an issue of having too much stuff in storage on my laptop, where I thought some of it was being automatically deleted, but It wasn't. But it's funny that it happened on both laptops the same day. So I have one laptop that I use mostly for my editing and uploading. And then I have another one that I use if I have issues with the first one. And they both gave me problems. So that's why I really didn't think about the storage. But now I know. This is Dixie. You see part of her head occasionally. She decided she wants to be in my lap. And she's one of my youngest. She'll be 2 in December. Her and Superman are brother and sister. Well, I should say brother and sister from the same letter. Because also they've got other siblings, but they're different letters. Well, the weather has been a little bit better the past week than it was. We've had some rain, but at least we've had some dry weather. So I'm thankful for that. Yep, the cats all come get in bed with me. Well, not all of them. Little guy doesn't, because he don't like big crowds. But the other 5, they're in bed with me every night. Hello, JB. Good to have you here. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I gained 12 subscribers. So, I was happy about that. And I made a connection on there. Someone that may be able to help me with my generator. So I'm looking forward to that. Though I'm not sure if the generator is going to be long term or not, though, because it's burning oil real bad. Yeah, I was at 369. Well, actually, I was at 364, I think it was, on Friday. And I was thinking, boy, I'd love to make it to 375 this weekend. And then I made it to 381. So that really was good. Yeah, it got dark because Superman came over and decided to stand in between the light and me. And guys. I guess fed them too. Thought maybe they wouldn't pester me as bad, but they still are. Yeah, there's definitely issues with that. If I can get it running decent, I'm going to try to cut way back on the usage of it to try to make it last a little longer, because I know the burning oil issue isn't good. Now that I've got rechargeable lights, I'm going to try to not use my electric light anymore. Hello, Paula. Good to have you here. And then once the chick gets old enough so it doesn't need heat anymore, then I'm going to try to just use my batteries for just to charge my laptops and phone, and if I have to charge my lights and stuff. And then hopefully the batteries will last longer. I won't have to start the generator up as often. And then I'm going to try to do all my cooking with propane. Because the chick's going to be in here for the winter. We're just having one chick. I'm really not going to be able to I'm pretty sure it's a him. I'm not going to be able to put him outside. And he definitely won't be able to go in with the big chickens for a long time. So he'll be in here till spring. The reason I say I'm pretty sure that it's he is because barred rocks have a dot on their head. And if it's a large, undefined dot, 80% of the time, it's a male. And this one has a large, undefined dot on its head. And the way it's feathering in, it looks like it's going to look more like Earl than it is one of the hens. Yeah, actually, last winter, I had to bring the other chickens in, too. When it started dropping below zero, Earl started getting frostbite on the tips of his comb. So I brought them in, and they spent almost 2 months in here. Because once I brought them in, then I couldn't put them back out until it started to warm up towards the end of the winter. I couldn't take them from 50 degrees and put them out where 10, 20 degrees. And there's no way I'll be able to put the chick in until he's full grown. And then I'm not even sure if he'll be going in with them, because it might be an issue with Earl. Because Alice and Betty actually killed, she was about 6 months old, pullet last spring. Yes, the new coop is gonna help him stay warm. But without having too many of them, I'm not sure. Because there's only going to be 6 of them in there, and it's a small space. They might be able to stay warm in there. I'll have to see how things go. Hopefully they can stay out there. And I'm going to try to insulate that a little bit. They'll probably tear it down, but I'm thinking about trying to put some cardboard on the inside of it. Yeah, I read that, Paula. I might try that. I definitely didn't like to see him getting frostbite. Luckily, it was just the very tips. If you look closely in any of my videos, you can see where his tips are kind of rounded. And before that, it came right up to a point. He didn't lose more than maybe an eighth of an inch off the tips, but I hate to see him lose any. And speaking of chickens, I mentioned in my video that I wanted to ask if any of you have had any experience with chicken saddles. Someone bought some for me, and I've never used chicken saddles. Well, it's well, actually, I'll answer that question next. I don't get off track here. I read a little bit about chicken saddles. Some are saying to put them on, take them off, don't leave them on all the time. And some are saying leave them on 24/7. Then I read somewhere else, don't put them on if they've lost feathers. And I read somewhere else, you can put them on when they lose feathers. Feathers will grow back underneath. Has anyone had any experience with chicken saddles? Hello, Estella. Good to have you here. Yeah, that's handy, Deborah. Actually, it's not gonna take any power to keep the chicken here, because he's only gonna need heat for a little bit longer. He's a little over 2 weeks old right now, and just the warmer temperature in here will be enough shortly. Yeah, Stella, you're not really late. It's only been going on for about 15 minutes, so still right in the beginning. Yeah, I'm just not sure if it'll do any harm to put the chicken saddle on with. Well, Alice is the worst one. She's bald. I don't want to create any problems with her feathers growing back, especially winter coming on, with having the saddle on. Well, I wouldn't mind preventing her from losing any more feathers, so I guess wasn't quite sure on that. Yeah, I didn't watch any videos of it. I read on some different chicken sites where people had commented on it, and they were saying stuff all over the place on it. And I also found out from Jeff at Groovy Eggs today that the chicken should have more protein also. I've been feeding them 15% protein layer feed, because that's what Walmart sells. Where I know a lot of places they recommend 16%. And Jeff was saying even 16%'s not enough. He recommends mixing it in with 30% protein game bird feed. He said put 25% of the 30% in and then 75% of the 15%. And that will help with feather growth also. So I think I'm going to try that to help out with the feathers. Actually, Buffy and Lucy have grown their feathers back nice. But Alice, she doesn't seem to be growing them back. And of course, Betty, she's not in with them right now. She's been out running around all summer. She was worse than Alice was at one point, but she's fully feathered now. I think it's because Earl's so big that he tore a lot of feathers off them. Hello, is it DJ Turneroo? Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I think you came to me from MT Homestead, if I'm not mistaken. I know that's about the time I got the notification that you'd subscribed. Hello, Merton and Sue. Good to have you here. Yeah, Jeff is a good guy. He's actually the first homesteading channel that I started watching. I was searching something on chickens one day, before I even had chickens. And his video came up as one of the suggestions, so I watched it, and I kind of like this guy. So I subscribed to his channel, started watching his videos, and then started subscribing to the other people that he associates with. Yeah, I thought so, DJ. Good to have you here. Yeah, I got 12 subscribers from MT Homestead today. I really appreciate that. I was saying earlier that my next goal is 500 subscribers, so I can get the community tab. I think that would come in handy. When anyone just tuning in, go ahead, ask any questions you want. Any comments, anything you want me to talk about, just let me know. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get the payments caught up on my property in Tennessee, so I don't have to get rid of that. And if so, I want to try to move down there next year. And then once I get situated down there, then I want to expand my chickens. I want to get to the point where I can start selling chicks, possibly hatching eggs also. The only thing I'm a little concerned about hatching eggs is if someone doesn't have 100% hatch rate, they might start complaining about it. Or if I hatch out the chicks and I know they're going to be getting 100% healthy chicks, not saying that a few might not die, but always that possibility. But I think got less of a chance of having upset customers. Yeah, the generator isn't, it's better than it was when I put the new parts on, that's darn sure. But I'm still having issues with it. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try taking the new carburetor off and putting the old carburetor back on and seeing if that makes any difference, because I guess one of the things that can cause it to act like it is if it's not getting enough fuel. And there's a possibility that maybe the new carburetor is bad, or maybe it had some dirt in it. So I'm going to try that, see what happens. And also, I made a connection when I was on MT Homestead today with someone that said they'll do a video chat with me to try to walk me through some other stuff on it also. So hopefully I can get that going. I have a 15-year land contract on the property. I've paid 2.5 years on it, I believe. Was it 3.5? Oh, 2.5 or 3.5 years I've paid on it. It's $193 a month, I believe it is. It's 15-year contract, if I didn't already say that. And I'm about 16 months behind on it right now. My property in Tennessee is in Savannah. It's in Hardin County. It's about 2/3 of the way between Nashville and Memphis. It's not far from the Tennessee River. Hello, the chicken. Good to see you here. The chicken just hit 500 subscribers today. I think it was today he hit them. No, I've never been there, JB. I've seen pictures of it, and I looked it up on Google Maps and got an aerial view of it. Stuff like that, but I've never been there in person. Actually, I've never been to Tennessee at all. Yeah, my generator is 3.5 years old. It's got approximately 4,000 hours on it. It's been a good generator up until this year. And this year it's really been giving me issues. I replaced the carburetor on it in July. But what happened there was I took the bowl off the bottom of it to clean it out because it was getting the gookie buildup in it that it gets. And then when I put it back on, it didn't want to seal right. So I thought maybe I didn't have it quite tight enough. So I tried tightening the bottom bolt just a little bit and stripped it. So then I had to end up replacing that. And then the reason I replaced it this time is because the choke was starting to get a little loose on it. So I figured while I'm working on it, might just well replace it. But it's not so bad that it wouldn't last a little bit longer. So I think I'm going to put that back on tomorrow and just see what that does. Hello, Mr. MT. Good to see you here. I gained 12 subscribers from being on your live today. I need to send that generator right to a shop and have them take a good look at it. Well, I'm just afraid that it might take them too long, and because I was without it for about 10 days in June, and that was rough. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Mike. I think that did some good on there today. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on. Yeah, just talking about my generator and about the connection that I made on your show today. So hopefully, between my ideas and if I end up video chatting him, then we can get that figured out. Yep, that's right. This is a very good community. I appreciate everything that everyone has done. It's a great community. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you. I enjoy making the videos and sharing everything with you. Yeah, I guess hope we don't get too much wind and rain and bring the leaves down too quick. That's what I was afraid of Friday when I was coming home. I don't know if you noticed in that video that the wind was blowing pretty good that day. We lost some leaves, but there's still a lot on the trees. So if it was a few days later, another week later, and that happened, trees would probably be bare now. But hopefully we won't get any strong winds or heavy rain, and leaves stick around a little bit longer. Did I answer all your questions on the contract my property, JB? I don't know exactly what you want to know about it, so I hope I answered your questions on that. Yeah, we're getting close to peak here now. Actually, I'm showing 16 likes. 17 now. I forgot to like my own live. That's how bad I am on hitting the like. That's why I always do it first thing when I go into a live. Same thing when I'm watching a video. I'll click on the video and hit the like. Otherwise, I'll forget. I'm terrible at commenting. I try to reply to comments on my video, but I'll watch someone else's video and then I forget to comment on it. A while back, he contacted me and asked me I don't know, something about what the plan was, and I told him what was going on, and I haven't heard anything from him since. So I'm assuming he must not be too upset. He hasn't contacted me saying that he's going to foreclose on it. It's a legitimate company, so I trust him. But I checked into the company before I signed the contract. I did have someone interested in making a deal on the property. Then his money didn't come through like he thought it was gonna. He thought he was going to be selling his van, and then that didn't go through. And he just sent me a message the other day asking if I still had the property, but didn't say if he was still interested in making a deal or not. Well, I'm not. I think what you mean is, can I just start making monthly payments without paying what I'm behind on now, and then just extend it beyond 15 years? Is that what you're asking? Because in the contract that he can foreclose after it's 30 days late. Well, he can send a notice that he's going to foreclose after it's 30 days late. But I think the reason that he has let it go this long is because I had paid on it for several years on time every month. I think there might have been a couple payments that I was beyond 10 days on, and I had to pay a late fee on. But until last year, I never came even close to being 30 days late. Hello, Terry. You're welcome. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, I thought that he would. I'm expecting him to any time now. That's why I kind of want to get something done soon, so I don't just, lose the property and the $6,000, over $6,000 that I have invested in it at this point. Yeah, I figured it up one day, and I've paid over $6,000 on it. At this point here, I'm willing to make a deal with someone and that is if he's willing to transfer it. I'd be willing to transfer it to someone, and then just getting part of that six. I know I'd never be able to get the full 6,000 back, but if someone could give me part of that. Yes, Merton. So MT Homestead is a great channel. They're very nice people. They've helped me out a lot. I really appreciate that. Yeah, my back hadn't gotten so bad so quick. I'd planned on keeping the payments caught up on it, because $200 a month is a very cheap payment. Because I was making, well, the last year that I was working, I don't think I went below $400 a week at any point. So at that point, the $200 a month was nothing. It's not doing great, but I am having issues on it. Past few days, I haven't really been in a lot of pain. When it was raining every day there, I was very stiff and I was having some pain then. And then last week when we started getting some dry weather, it started being a little bit better. So weather's got a lot to do with how my back's acting and what I'm doing also. I haven't been doing anything too strenuous, so that's been helping it quite a bit also. Actually, JB, I know they're paying the taxes on it because it's still in their name and they don't want a tax foreclosure on it. The taxes are $63 a year. I didn't get them paid this year, but last year it was $63, and I even checked, and last year the taxes were paid on that because I went online and checked on that. Yep, when it was raining every day there, I was stiff and sore every day. But as long as I'm careful what I'm doing, it hasn't been too bad. And I haven't been going to the post office and going to the store any more than I have to. I've been trying to limit that to a couple times a week, maybe 3 times a week. And that's been helping a little bit too. I gotta be careful about that because then I end up having to bring too much back in my trailer if I don't go often enough. And then that's bad pulling the extra weight. Yep, definitely. I know what my limits are and I try to stay within them. Like tomorrow, if it's not raining, I got plans of going to the laundromat and then stopping at the post office. I think they'll be closed, but I'll still be able to get the mail out of my box. I just won't be able to pick up any packages if I have some that I need to go to the counter for. Then I'm going to stop at Dollar General, pick up a few things, and then stop at the grist mill and get some gas, and I might even have another bagel and cup of coffee. I don't like to spend too much at the restaurant. But by the time you figure the bagel and cream cheese for it, and a cup of coffee, that comes to almost $6. Yep. I figured it was going to be a holiday. They got 24/7 access to the boxes. You just can't go to the window and get any packages. But I should be getting a package that'll fit into my box from Rebecca Tucks by Yarn. So I want to check and see if that's there. I think she said she mailed that out Monday. And as of Friday, it wasn't there yet. I think it was Friday I was there. I know I didn't go yesterday because it started raining. Do have a rain suit I can wear now, but I just didn't feel like being out in the damp, cold weather yesterday, so I actually had just turned the lights on my bike, put my safety vest on, and was starting to push my bike up the driveway, and it started raining. Okay, I'm going to turn around and park my bike. So that was the end of that. I have the medium-sized box. I don't have the smallest one, the next size up. So if I have a small package, it'll fit in there. That's why I got that size. They do Sundays at almost seemed like they would do holidays. Maybe not like Thanksgiving or Christmas, but I know a lot of places do. It's about 3 miles. To the post office is actually 3.5. And if I'm going to Dollar General, that's just under 3 miles. I think that's like 2.8 miles. So like I think the post office is 3.4. That's all according to Google Maps. I don't have an odometer on my bike, so I go by what Google Maps tells me. Yeah, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. And right now, the post office is the farthest that I go. And I don't know if you saw my video where I was saying my landlord was given a lawn tractor, and he's gonna fix that up and let me use that. It doesn't need much work done on it. He was planning on doing it this weekend, but then his truck broke down, so he had to work on that yesterday, and that put him behind. But he gets that lawn tractor going. Then there's a grocery store about, I think it's about 4.5 miles. I don't think it's 5 miles. It might be. But between 4 and 5 miles that I might start going to. Because then I could get some meat there and stuff I can't get at Dollar General. The chickens and kitties are all doing good. That Daisy's right next to me. Maybe she'll say hello. Like, hello, Daisy? Well, I guess she's not going to be too talkative. Yeah, I hope that doesn't break down, because then I'd have to push it back home. Hope that doesn't happen. Well, I guess I'll close down that laptop. Daisy wants to lay on it, so. Yeah, I got 4 black and white ones and then 2 all black ones. Dixie, one of my all black ones, was over here earlier. Now she's over to the side sleeping. I see Superman. He's over there. He might come over again. He's in our black and white one. I think the rest of them are all sleeping. Yeah, just before I went live, I fed them. So they ate and went to bed. They got to rest up so they can get up and torment me when I try to go to bed later. They're pretty good, though. The mine are all between, well, Dixie and Superman are 22 months old. They'll be 2 years old in December. Then my oldest 2 are Batman and Oreo. Batman turned 4 in April, and then Oreo turned 4 in May. You never know when my kitties are going to wake up. They're pretty good about not waking me up during the night. Sometimes they do, but they're pretty respectful of me most of the time. Yep. Yeah, no, a cat's not considered old until they're, what is it, 10 years old? We got 16 in here. Well, anyone that just came in, I want to thank you for stopping in. Yeah, it never works that way. You think you're going to sleep in, and you don't. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions, any topics you want me to talk about, just let me know. That's what this is all about. And I had some footage from working on my generator yesterday that I was going to put in my video last night, but it was going to take too long to go through all of it and do the editing and stuff. So I didn't put any of that in. I think I might do a video of just me working on my generator. And when I work on it tomorrow, I'll record some of that, and then I'll see what I can come up with for a video for that. And when I go to town tomorrow, as long as it's dry, even if it's sprinkling, I don't really want to have my phone out. I'll put my phone on my phone mount and record the trip there and back and see what I can get out of that. You ought to know better. You don't talk an animal into going back to sleep. No, doesn't matter if it's a dog or a cat. They're going to tell you what to do. Well, thank you, DJ. I love my kitties. Okay, Mike and Terry. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for having me on your show today. Yeah, actually, the oldest cat I've ever had was 14. And I have no idea what happened to her. The only possibility is possibly she ate a poisoned mouse. Because I had her, well, my mom was still alive. And I was living with my mom the last 5 years that she was alive to help her out. And that cat was always trying to get out. Well, before I got her, she was an indoor-outdoor cat. And she got out one day, and she got a hold of a mouse. I don't know if it was a dead mouse or a live mouse when she first got a hold of it. But my mom caught her eating the mouse. So she took the mouse away from her and got her back inside. And everything seemed to be fine. And we were just leaving to go somewhere. I forgot where we were going. Because this happened about, must have been 7, 8 years ago. It was a while ago. Anyways, we went, came back. We didn't see that cat. Cat's name was Pumbaa. Didn't see Pumbaa anywheres. We didn't think too much of it. Well, we went and did what we had to do the rest of the day. And I was delivering newspapers at that time. So I had to get up 1 o'clock in the morning. And went to bed early. Got up 1 o'clock. Pumbaa's nowhere to be found. So I went and looked for her. Ended up finding her laying in the middle of the floor in a room that we didn't go into a lot. She just lay in the middle of the floor and they're dead. And she'd been dead for a while. She was stiff. So, and she wasn't showing any signs whatsoever before that of any problem. So the only thing we could figure out possibly that mouse that she found had been poisoned. I don't know if eating a poisoned mouse would kill her that quick or not, but she was 14 and she went just like that. She'd never been sick a day in her life. The only time she ever went to the vet was just for her shots and stuff. And she was always perfectly healthy. But let me see, what did I miss here? Okay. Thanks for stopping in, Sue. I appreciate it. You have a good night. Hello, Gary. Good to see you. Anyone got any questions? I'm assuming that you just came in, Gary. Talking about generator. We can talk about cats. We talked about chickens earlier. I guess let me know if there's anything you want me to repeat. I'm more than willing to. Okay, Deborah. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Gary, been having issues with my generator. Gonna work on that some more tomorrow. Gonna try to put my old carburetor back on and seeing maybe I got a bad carburetor when I got the new carburetor for it. The choke's kind of loose on it. That's why I replaced it since I was working on it anyways. But it was still working. So I'm gonna put that back on and give it a shot. Yeah, that generator's 3.5 years old. It's got 4,000 hours on it. And it was a good generator up until this year. And this year it's been giving me a lot of issues. I've got some rechargeable lights now. So I'm not using my electric light, only when I'm using my generator now. So I'm going to try to make my batteries last a little bit longer and not have to start the generator up and charge them as often. And I'm going to get some propane and start doing my cooking on my gas grill so I don't have to have the generator running for my microwave and air fryer and hot plate and stuff. I'm going to try to do everything on the grill so I can try to limit the amount I'm using the generator. Yep, I remember that commercial well. And back when I was a kid, that commercial was on every hour. I think sometimes more than once an hour. Yeah, there was a lot of good commercials. Forgot what channel it was. One of the channels that played classic TV shows used to throw some of those classic commercials in occasionally. I love that. Yep. Where is the Beef was a good one. I was almost thinking it might have been TV Land, but I couldn't remember. I think you are right, though, Gary. I haven't watched TV Land in years. Why don't we watch TV anymore? I have Freevee on my phone, and when I go to bed at night, I'll play that. But other than that, nothing. Yep, don't squeeze the Charmin. Well, you gotta say hi to everyone if you're gonna be in my lap, Superman. In fact, I would even have to look for my TV. I didn't use it for a year or so, and I put it in the closet. I haven't even seen my TV in probably 6 months. I'm not even sure if it's still in there. It should be. Well, the cat's got a hold of it and pawned it on me or something. Thank you, Gary. I always forget about that. Yes, if you just type in drop, it'll drop your link. Anyone can do that at any time. I actually was going to make a banner for that, and I messed up, and it was time to go live, so it didn't get done. Yep, I'm still relatively new at all this stuff, so So I mess up probably more often than I should. Anyone's not subscribed to Belt Loop 29, go ahead, click on his link and check his channel out. He's a good guy. He's a very good guy. He's always helping other people out. And when I first started, I had my other laptop. I had YouTube on it, so I could just kind of glance over at that and see what was coming across YouTube, make sure everything was okay. And I forgot to mute the sound on it. But luckily, I caught that immediately and muted that. Well, I've gotten subscribers from you sharing my link, Gary. When I had that live last week, that one came into the live. The guy that does the games, I got his channel name now. I went to one of his lives and actually won one of the Santa races that he was doing. And you were right. You said I'd enjoy his channel. I do. Yeah, every little bit helps. I gained 12 subscribers today from being on MT Homestead's Sunday shout out. It all adds up. Yeah, I'd have to go look his channel name up because I'm not good at remembering names. I remember them after a while, but yes, they are great people. And thank you for posting that, Gary. I appreciate it. I can't even blame it on old age because I've never been good at remembering stuff. If I get a reminder, then, oh yeah, I do remember that. And it's funny because, no one dials phone numbers anymore. But there's phone numbers I can remember that I haven't called in years. And I can still remember them. I'm talking about probably 20 years ago. Some cases, maybe 30 years ago. I can still remember them. But you try to ask me about something I was told this morning, forget it. Yep. Yeah. Know exactly what you mean there. But right now, I have one phone number that I don't. In fact, it's the one I'm using right now for my hotspot. I have to use that number to log into my account with that phone. But that's the only time I use it. I have to look it up every single time. I cannot remember it. Hello, Rebecca. Glad you could make it. I was saying earlier, if it's not raining, I'm going to go to the laundromat tomorrow and then stop at the post office. I won't be able to pick anything up at the counter because I'm sure they're going to be closed tomorrow. But I'll be able to get to my box because I have 24/7 access to the boxes. And I'll let you know if the package is in there. Because I have them on the medium-sized boxes, so they should be able to fit it in there. Yep, right next to me. So if anyone tries to tell me something that I need to remember, I'll put it down. Because I know going back to the replay and trying to find it is a pain. I've done that before. And I think that live went like 3.5 hours. And I couldn't. There was 2 things I went back to try to find. The one I couldn't find. And the other thing I did find. I definitely need to write more stuff down. I hope the weather cooperates for me this week. I need to start getting stuff winterized. The winter's going to be here before you know it. I want to get all my stuff that I've got scattered around the yard. I want to get all that organized. So if everything happens to come together and I can end up moving in the spring, I'll have everything organized so I don't have to spend forever getting everything gathered up. Yep, I know what you mean there. Because I'm watching a lot of lives now. I think yesterday I watched 4 or 5 lives, and then if there was something that I was going to look up, wouldn't be able to remember where it was that I heard it, and that'd be a pain. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of chilly. Yes, Rebecca, Parrish, New York. I'm looking up the weather for this next week. It's supposed to get warm. Supposed to have 3 days in the 60s this week. I hope so. Tomorrow's supposed to be 53, low 39. And Tuesday and Wednesday supposed to be in the mid 60s. Thursday, 16 rain. Then back into the 50s. And by next Monday, high in the 40s. I thought it'd be terribly cold at night. Anywhere from 35 to actually Wednesday night's supposed to be 56. Anywhere from 35 to 56 at night. So not terrible. But I'd rather have 70s and 80s. Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, they should have been able to put that in my box, so I'll be able to get that tomorrow. I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, 30s is cold, but considering coming up here in a couple months, we'll be wishing it even makes it up into the 30s during the day. I guess we can't complain too bad about that being the low. Because we'll get days that it goes below 0 at night. It might be 10, 20 below, and then only 10 or 15 during the day. I'm not a fan of winter at all. Yep. It's, yeah, I plan on it. We actually talked about that earlier in the live. I'm in the process of buying some land in Tennessee. If there's any way I can ever get the payments caught up on it, so they don't foreclose on it. Okay, Rebecca. I would have been able to pick it up if I got it there yesterday, but didn't make it there. I'll get that tomorrow. That's what I've heard about. Actually, I've never been to Tennessee. I found this property on the internet. I checked the company out. It's a legitimate company. They were doing owner financing. No money down, just $300 closing cost. So I did that. That was in October of 2018. And then I making monthly payments on it. And the last year, after I was taken out of work, my back issues got so bad so quick. I guess went from making over $400 a week to nothing. Well, for 6 months, I did get 153 on temporary disability. So I haven't been able to keep up on the payments on that until I can get some more money coming in. It's 5.83 acres. Typically, I've been keeping track of the weather down there. Typically, during the summer, mid to upper 90s. It doesn't seem to go over 100 very often. I'm working with an attorney to try to get permanent disability. The New York State disability is only good for 6 months. So that ran out in October last year. In fact, just about a year ago. I think it was October 13th was the last day of it, if I remember right. Thank you. Hello, J. Marie. Glad you could make it. We've been talking about my Tennessee property, my generator, chickens, cats. Anything you want me to go back over, I'm more than willing to. Because I'm running out of ideas of new stuff, so anything anyone wants me to cover, just let me know. I can go over something I've already talked about. I know there's new people in here. If anyone wants to know anything about me, it's kind of fixed. It's better than it was, but I still get issues with it. I put the new carburetor on it and the new springs, and it's surging now. And that could be a couple different things. One thing that it could be is problems with getting enough gas. So I'm actually going to put the old carburetor back on it tomorrow. The only reason I changed the carburetor, I figured while I'm working on it, I might put a new carburetor on it because the choke is starting to get a little loose in it, but it is still working. So I put the new carburetor on. I'm going to put the old one on because that was working and just see if that makes any difference. And if not, I did make a connection when I was on the Sunday shout out at MT Homestead today. I made a connection with a guy who said he'll do a video call with me to try to walk me through some things that it could be. I'm not doing good on the fundraiser at all. I gotten $20, and by the time PayPal took their fee out, it's $18.93 or something like that I have from that. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe the goal's scaring people on it. The one I would really like is a inverter generator. I definitely want an inverter generator because they're much better on gas. And the one I actually was looking at is a Champion. It's I believe 3,500 watt inverter generator, just like mine is 3,500 watts. Only mine's not a inverter generator. It's got a remote control on it also. So if I just wanted to start up the generator when it's raining or cold or something, didn't want to go outside, I can just push a button, start it up, and do whatever I need to do. Make a pot of coffee or throw a bagel in the air fryer, whatever, and then shut it off. And they range anywhere. It's from, I believe it was Walmart had one on sale for $7.49, and on Amazon they're around $800. And by the time you add tax on, and then PayPal takes their fees out and stuff, that's why I went with a $1,000 goal. And if I didn't make it, I was going to go with a less expensive one. So I don't know if that goal is scaring people or what's going on there. I'm thinking about possibly going with a lower goal on it, so maybe people won't be scared away from it. So I'll probably do some more look at the generators. And also, when I go to order one, you don't know exactly what you're going to be able to get either, because I know both Amazon and Walmart, just because they have it today, doesn't mean they're going to have it tomorrow. And definitely not next month. Yes, I know that is the case. A lot of people, because my son's been able to help me out in the past year, and this summer he hasn't had much money at all, because he got me through last winter buying propane and stuff, and he just doesn't have any extra money now at all. Hello, Sherry Lynn. Glad you could stop in. I got to try to figure out what I'm going to end up doing here, because I don't think this generator is going to last forever anyways. It's burning a lot of oil now. And by a lot, I'm talking about, I filled it the oil one day last week, and 3 or 4 days later, all of a sudden it shuts off on me. And I checked it, and that quick, it was down 8 ounces of oil. Once it drops down 8 ounces, it'll shut off. I had no idea it had dropped that quick. It's not leaking oil, it's burning it. When I start that up, it's a cloud of smoke. I am gonna make a few changes so I don't have to run the generator much. Now that I've got rechargeable lights, I don't use my electric light at all now when I'm running on batteries. When I have the generator running for another reason, either to charge my batteries or if I'm using the microwave, the air fryer, something, I'll have the light on then, and that's it. So I'm going to cut back even some more. I have to get some propane, and then I'm going to try to do all my cooking on my gas grill, so I won't have to be using the microwave, air fryer, hot plate. Because on the gas grill, I should be able to do everything on there. The rechargeable lights I have, they do recharge on solar. I've been recharging them mainly on USB because we're not getting a lot of sun, and they charge slower on the sun anyways. And another thing, I'd like to get some solar panels, because I guess with some of these solar systems, even though you're not getting full sun, they'll still charge halfway decent, even on a cloudy day. There's one on Amazon. Actually, it's the same one on Amazon and on Walmart that I was looking at. It's a 100-watt system for just under $200. And I'm thinking that may be enough to, if I'm not using my appliances, that might be enough to do what I need. And then I won't even have to run the generator. And I'm not running my freezer right now with the generator not running right, because I don't want to take a chance on burning the motor up, because that freezer is only a couple years old. It's a 9 cubic foot freezer. It's a nice freezer. I got it brand new, so I don't want to take a chance on ruining that. And I've been careful what I buy lately. So I've been using it more as a refrigerator, because my refrigerator runs off propane or electric, and I haven't been using that, but I want to get some propane and use that. Hello, Stone Wolf Outdoors. Well, everyone, I have to stop for just a minute here. I'm gonna hope the cats don't get on here and do anything. Actually, I'm gonna turn my laptop upside down so they don't. I've got to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back less than a minute. Sorry about that, everyone. Too much coffee earlier. Okay, I can remember where I was. I think I was talking about reducing my electricity use. Because if I can eliminate my electrical appliances and cook on the gas grill, because I have a coffee percolator that will go on the grill. I can put a frying pan on the grill, stuff I'm using my hot plate for right now. Few things that I normally throw in the microwave, I'll have to do different. But that'll work. One thing I've been doing, I started over the summer, is buying completes, the Hormel completes, because they stay at room temperature, so I don't have to worry about having them refrigerated or frozen. And you can even eat them at room temperature too. When my generator wasn't working, I just eat them at room temperature. Normally you microwave them for 60 seconds. I can always put them in a pan and warm them up on my grill. So that part I have taken care of. And then as far as my laptop and phone and stuff, and my lights, I can charge all of them off my batteries. And if I have the solar panels, charge the batteries from them. And also, there's a restaurant that I can take my batteries to and plug them in outside and charge them up there if I need to. I've done that before when my generator has been down. And just go in for, I hate to do it because it's just a waste of time. Go and sit in the restaurant for 3-4 hours while my batteries are charging, but at least I get my batteries charged. And they don't mind, even if I don't buy anything, they don't mind me doing it. I like to try to get a cup of coffee while I'm there, but there was a few times I had no money at all, so I couldn't even get a cup of coffee. And no problem. They just get me a glass of water and refill it. So that was good. By spring, I do want to somehow have something for more power, because I want to start incubating some eggs in the spring. Because I've already got one order for chicks next year. Not really an official order, but the guy told me he wanted to get some chickens. And I said, well, next year I have some chicks for you. And he said, I might just take you up on that offer. So, and everyone around here has chickens, so. And the ones that don't have chickens want to get into it. So, I'm sure I can sell some chicks. I was hoping for a little bit better out of this last hatch I did, but okay, JB. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. But I ended up with one chick. I'm pretty sure it's a male, based on the spot on its head. Because for those of you who don't know, barred rocks, you can normally tell by the spot on their head if it's male or female. They say it's 80% accurate. And this one has the large undefined spot that a male should have. I wish I could get a few pullets to go along with him. I've only got 5 hens and I've got an adult rooster right now, so don't need another rooster, but I'd love to have some pullets to go along with him so he can have his own flock. And when I do move south, then I definitely want to get my chickens expanded. And I may expand in some other animals too. I'll have to see what's what. I don't want to do any butchering animals. I'm not against that at all or anything. It's just I don't want to raise animals to be butchered. Someone else does, that's perfectly fine. But it's just I don't want to do it. I know when I sell chicks, obviously I'll be selling them a straight run. I know some of them are going to end up getting butchered, but there's no way to get around that. But I'm thinking about possibly ducks. I like ducks, and I guess I have to see what the market's going to be, obviously, because I don't want to start raising stuff that I'm not going to be able to sell. And then I've heard that the potbelly pig market is pretty good. I've never raised regular pigs, but I do like potbelly pigs. My landlord has one, and she's the sweetest thing. Sure you can, Gary. Hey, Chief, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I know what you mean there. It's tough when you're at work. When I used to work third shift at the store, sometimes I'd be doing some stuff I really wasn't supposed to be doing. Weren't supposed to be on our phones at all. Sometimes I'd be watching a video, customer came in, that got stopped real quick. Yeah, I don't think it would go over too well. I know even when I stopped the video when a customer came in, I was still risking it because the owner was sending random people in at different times. And you usually wouldn't know that it was someone coming in to check on us. Sometimes you kind of suspect it, but you wouldn't know until after they're in the store and saw how they were acting and stuff. Because what they would do is, I know there's one guy in particular, I know he was sent in. Because he walked in the store and just kind of looked around a little bit, opened the bathroom door, walked in the bathroom, came right back out. Didn't even have time enough to wash his hands, so I know he was just walking and see if the bathroom was clean. And then just picked up a candy bar, something real cheap to buy. And just asked a couple questions. It was just silly questions, not something that a customer really would be asking, and then left. So I know he was sent in. But I don't think I've ever heard that line before, but there's some truth in that. And anyone that came in the live, and because actually I don't even know if I talked about it in this live, but anyone that doesn't know, I've got back issues. I've got discs that are out of place and they press against the nerve, goes on my right leg. And I've got limited movement in my right leg because of that. And almost constant, not always pain, but discomfort. And I've been out of work since April of last year because of that. And they've done injections 4 different times over the years. And I get minimal relief for a short period of time from that, but it really doesn't do much. I've been in physical therapy for the last 11 months, and that's done more good than anything's ever done for me. So that's my issues. Hello, Radio Man. Good to have you here. So it's very difficult for me to do a lot of stuff. I've got my cats here, even though they'll never make me any money. I'd never be without them. And I've got chickens that I hope are going to start making me money. At least I can get eggs from them now, so. But next year, I'd like to start selling chicks. And then when I get established on my own property, because I'm on rented property now, when I get established on my own property, I want to extend my chickens. Then look into other animals, depending on what the market is. Kind of think about ducks, pot-belly pigs. I had planned on goats at one time, but I'm not so sure about the goats anymore. Because if they don't behave, they might be a little too much for me to handle. Because I know they like getting out and tearing down fences and stuff, so I think that might be an issue. But if anyone's got any questions for me, topics you want to talk about or anything, let me know. I hope I got the issues all resolved now so I can get a decent daily video out every day. Well, not on Sunday, since I go live on Sunday. I don't put a video out on Sunday. But the other 6 days, I'd like to get a video out. Past week, I've been having some issues with that, but I think I got that resolved now. I'm going to start doing more pop-up lives. In fact, when I go to the laundromat tomorrow, let the weather permitting, it's pouring rain, I'm not going to go. Well, if I end up making the laundromat tomorrow, I may do another live from the laundromat like I did last week. And I may even try doing a live someday. Just ride my bike down the road. See how that goes. I'll talk as I'm riding and then stop occasionally, read the chat, then respond to anything in the chat. Just trying to think of ways to be creative. I know I've been doing the same thing on my videos. I'm trying to add some more stuff in. Like yesterday, I took some video of working on my generator, but there was so much editing to it that I didn't get that done last night. And I think what I may end up doing is doing some more videoing on that tomorrow when I change the carburetor on it. And then when I get everything situated, then do a video that'll be just on the generator. Because there's limited amount of animals, even with using my landlord's animals, limited amount of animals to video. And it seems like I'm doing the same thing every day. It's running better, but it's still far from perfect. I put the new carburetor on and the new springs, and it's constantly surging now. I'm actually gonna try to put the old carburetor back on it tomorrow, because the old carburetor works. It's just the choke is starting to get a little loose on it. That's why I replaced the carburetor while I'm working on it. Might as well put a new carburetor on it. But I'm just wondering if possibly that's what's causing the issues. So I'm going to put the old one back on and see what happens then. And I'm also not 100% sure if I have the springs hooked exactly where they should be. Because I was having trouble finding any videos on exactly where to hook. I found one that was real good about replacing the carburetor, which I already knew how to do that, but he didn't replace the springs, so he was only showing where to hook them up on the carburetor, which that's pretty self-explanatory anyways. But I'll try to figure that out, and then hopefully I can get that running better after that. And I'm going to try to be less dependent on the generator. I'm going to get some propane so I can run my gas grill I should be able to do all my cooking on the gas grill. So then I won't have to use any of my electric appliances. And I just have to use the generator to charge my batteries so I can charge my laptops and my phone, stuff like that. Eventually, I want to get a solar system. And then maybe I won't even need the generator. I would eventually like to get an inverter generator anyways. Because it'd always come in handy. Like when I get established somewheres and have consistent running water, whether it be a system that I set up and have water brought in, or I may drive a point in the ground, but somehow I want to get water. And then I'll be able to run my washer. Won't have to go to the laundromat. And then when I start incubating eggs, an inverter generator would be nice for that. Because most incubators are around 65 watts or a little better, depending on how big it is. If it's a bigger one, it's a little more than that. That's a lot to run off batteries. So if I had an inverter generator, it'd be much better on gas than the regular generator that I have now. Because I want to build up to the point where I can get a bigger incubator or a couple bigger incubators and incubate more eggs, so it'll be more cost effective. Because if I could get an incubator that holds 40, 50 eggs, or even a couple of them that hold that many, be a lot more cost effective, and then I can actually start making some money on selling the chicks. Because at this point here, even if those 3 chicks that died, even if they had lived, and I sold all 4 of these, I still would have been money behind. But I didn't have any intention of selling any of these anyways, because I want to build my flock up more. Because I've only got 5 laying hens and a rooster, and then I think this chick is going to end up being a rooster also. There is electric on this property, but not enough so I can use any of it. I did have a cord plugged in here at one time. It came from the landlord's trailer. But then it got to the point where if I was using a little over 100 watts. My TV, no, the only thing I had the TV on last time we tried it. It was my mini frig, which takes 130 watts or something like that, and a 9-watt light bulb. That's what it was. So it was less than 150 watts I had running, and it was tripping the breaker because he was just maxed out on his power and just didn't have an extra 150 watts. I don't know what changed, because at one point I could run almost 1,000 watts. And then all of a sudden, you just didn't have the power to do it anymore. So then, wasn't able to do that. But hopefully, when I get to my own property, okay, thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. But hopefully, when I get on my own property, I can get more situated. I've been here for 4.5 years, but I did not intend on being here this long when I first came here. So I don't want to do too much here now because I'm hoping to be out of here soon. Or by soon, I mean next year. And then when I get my own property, then work on more permanent solutions. I wouldn't mind having some solar panels. But my plan right now, my setup, I think I can get enough charge in my batteries. Just charge my laptops, my phones and stuff, and my lights. Right now I've got one light on, and I've got that charging off my laptop, and I got my laptop charging off from my battery. And I've had this setup going for over 2 hours now, and it looks like still got a good charge in that battery. I'm still seeing a couple green lights. That inverter's got 2 blue lights, 2 green lights. And when blue lights and green lights are all lit, it means it's full charge. And then you go down to 1 green light, 2 blue, then 2 blue. And we get down 1 blue, it's not going to last too much longer. But yeah, there's quite a few Harbor Freights around here. I think there's 2 of them within like 25 miles or so of here. Then there's probably a few more that I'm not even sure about. But I know there's some more that are a little bit farther away. Harbor Freight's quite popular around here. And I forgot to mention again, I mentioned it earlier. If anyone wants their link dropped, just type in drop. You're welcome to do that anytime. I guess forget to tell people to do it. Gary reminded me earlier about it. Yeah, I have to check them out, Radio Man. I've looked at some of their stuff before. I'll check to see what they have. I was looking at a 100-watt system. Both Amazon and Walmart's got it for just under $200 at both places. They're the same price on it. That's Renogi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Someone recommended that brand to me a while back. They said that was a very good brand. But I think that's what I'm going to end up doing is trying to go more solar. And actually, these lights that I have, they both do have solar panels built into them. But we're getting time of the year when there's not as much sun out now, so I'm not sure how well they're going to work out if I just try to charge them by solar. And then I can charge my phone off. In fact, I've done it before. I've charged my phone from those lights. You can charge USB from them. But for my laptops, I need to have a decent amount of power to charge them. Anyone else have any questions? Topics you want me to talk about? Not really. I have a 20,000 BTU propane heater that hangs on the wall. I was hoping I could get a new one before this winter, because this one was giving me some issues last winter. Wake up 20 below zero and the heater's out. Hello, M. Good to have you here. It was doing good for a couple seasons. Very reliable. And then last winter, it just didn't want to stay lit. It's the infrared heater. So it's got the pilot and then the ceramic tiles that heat up. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I need a new pilot assembly for it. Because it was getting to the point I was tearing that apart and cleaning that once a week, once every 2 weeks. And previous couple winters before that, maybe once or twice during the winter. And it'd be fine. Even after I cleaned it, the pilot didn't look perfect. It would be better, but it wouldn't look perfect. That can get cold, Stone Wolf. Yeah, I've had it drop down 25, 30 in my camper. and be fine under the blankets. But boy, wouldn't want to get up, that's for sure. I like to keep it in the 50s. Last winter, I kept it a little cooler. Probably between 45 and 50 most of the time. Yeah, 15 be a little too cold for me. I really don't like it below 45. And when I was saying there, I was having trouble with my heater last winter. There was more than once I woke up, it was down 35, 40 degrees. Because when you're only trying to keep it between 45 and 50, it can drop down 35, 40 pretty quick. And when I wake up and realize the heater's out, that was cold. Yep. My cats like to keep me warm too. I think I keep them warm too. Yeah, they pack right around me at night now. During the summer, they all lay out individually. But now colder weather's gotten here, 5 of them are in bed with me almost all night, every night. There's one doesn't like big groups. He will only sleep with one other cat. So he's usually by himself. But the other 5, they're usually in bed with me. All 5 might be right together. Sometimes 3 will be one end of the bed, 2 at the other end. But yeah, as far as sleeping, I definitely don't want any warmer than 70 because I can't sleep good when it's warm. During the day, just about 70 is okay. The baby chick is just a little over 2 weeks old. I'm not sure which one this is. They were hacked between last Thursday was 2 weeks and yesterday was 2 weeks. So it's somewhere between 15 and 17 days right now. I don't know if you heard me say earlier or not, but that chick's doing good. It seemed to be adjusting well to being an only chick. I can hear him in there chirping a little bit now, but it's not like he was at first. It's just a normal chick chirp now. They're happy chirp. Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure it's a male chick based on the spot on its head. And from the feathers coming in the wing, it looks like it's going to be more barred rock than anything else. I'm not sure which hen it was. It could have been a Buff Orpington, Black Astrolorp, or Rhode Island Red. I'm kind of thinking from the buff colored fur that it's got on it that it might possibly be crossed with a Buff Orpington, but I don't know for sure. But that color of fur on the bottom side of it is about the color the Buff Orpingtons are when they're chicks. So actually, I'm kind of hoping that it is Buff Orpington, because out of the 3 breeds of hens I have, the Buff Orpingtons are the friendliest. I wish I could get some more chicks so they could grow up with this one, and if it does turn out to be a male, which I think it is, then they could then he could have his own flock in the spring. I haven't got the netting on the chicken run yet. I'm hoping to get that done in the next few days. The weather's supposed to be fairly decent this week. A couple days it's supposed to rain. And right now, I'm feeling halfway decent, so I'm hoping I can get that finished up. Because I want to get the chickens in there so they can stop getting out on me. And so I can get Betty back in there. Because Betty is terrible about getting out. I don't even try to keep her in now. I just let her go where she wants to go. And I figure when I get the run done, then I'll put her in. But for a week straight, I was grabbing her every night out of the barn and bringing her back to the coop, putting her in there, let her out in the morning. She'd go over the feeder with the rest of them. Next thing you know, she was out. The other day, they all got out except Earl. But they all went back in except Lucy. And she roosted on the dryer that night. So I just picked her up from the dryer and took her to the coop. But they're still roosting on the coop every night, so I have to put them in. In fact, that's what I have to do tonight after I get off the live. That's all I did before dark. They're all on the coop. I don't know why they won't go in. They don't like to be picked up, so you would think they would go in on their own, so I wouldn't have to pick them up, but nope. We got any other questions or comments? Or things you want me to put in my videos? I know a couple of people have mentioned more videos of the cats. I'm going to be doing that. Just got some more reorganizing I want to do, and and then I'll video them. And if I end up making it to the laundromat and post office and stuff tomorrow, I'll video that both ways. And then pick out the best parts of that. Because I haven't been down through there since Friday, so the leaves should be even more colorful now than they were. And I want to thank everyone that came to my live. I know numbers go down a little bit, then come back. I don't know if that's same people coming back or more people coming in, but I appreciate it. I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow if I make it to the laundromat. I have no idea what time it'll be. A lot's going to depend on the weather also. But considering it takes a little over a half hour, I think it's, no, just under half. I think it's 27 minutes to do a load of laundry. And then 35, 40, 45 minutes to dry them, depending on what's what. While I'm sitting there, I might guess I'll go live. Yeah, you got a point there, Em. That's like the trip that Drew Lynn just took, where he started out in Arkansas, went through Texas, Oklahoma, all of western states out through there. He had some beautiful footage in there from some of the national parks, and went out to the ocean. If it wasn't for something like that, I'd never see that. And this would be a good time to ask this about driving videos. Would you prefer the way I've been doing it in fast mode? Or would you prefer just the normal speed? If I do the normal speed and also I cut a lot out, it makes a long video. So that's why I've been doing it in fast mode. I'm just wondering what people would prefer on that. It's around 3 miles, Radio Man. I think when I go to Dollar General, it's 2.8, if I'm not mistaken. If I go to the post office, that's right in downtown. That's 3.4 miles. Okay, so you prefer the fast mode. Okay. I didn't know if things just went past too fast in fast mode. I don't do it real fast. I usually do about 4x. And when I do that live from the laundromat, I'm going to do a little different this time. I'm going to have the phone that I'm getting my hotspot from. Okay, Radio Man, I'll keep doing it that way then. And when I walk around, I'm going to take the phone that I'm using for my hotspot, put it in my pocket. So then when I walk up and down the street, I'll be able to go a little bit farther. And I'm also going to try to, because last week I was trying to do everything from the front-facing camera. I'm going to see if I can switch the camera around when I'm trying to show something too. Then you'll still be able to hear me talk, but you'll see what's in the rear of the camera. And I'll be able to see what I'm filming. So I'll probably be able to get better shots that way. I think I can do it that way. I think I'll still be able to see what I'm filming. I'll still be able to see the chat. I'm going to give it a shot, see what happens. This is all a learning experience. I posted my first video on July 15th and did my first live July 31st on my birthday. Now I've been learning stuff ever since. I guess, like they say, you never stop learning. I am about out of stuff to talk about unless anyone's got any suggestions. I can keep going, but I lose ideas after a while. If no one's got anything else, I think I'll probably end this live. And then hopefully I'll pop up sometime tomorrow. And I'll be doing another live next Sunday, same time. Hoping to have a video out every day this week. How did I get inspired to do YouTube? Well, I was searching something on YouTube a year or so back about chickens. I forgot what it was, something about chickens. And one of Jeff's videos, Bobblehead Homestead at that time, Groovy Eggs Now, one of his videos popped up as a suggestion. So I watched it. Actually did find the information. I forgot what it was, but I did find the information I was looking for in his video. And then, kind of like this guy. I'm going to start watching his videos. So I subscribed to his channel. Started watching his videos. And then started adding other homestead videos in. The people that he associates with and stuff. And just started building from there. And I decided earlier this year, I probably should start making some videos. I've got chickens here, I've got cats, and the landlord's got some animals. So I started doing it, and it just took right off after that. Because at first I was just gonna plan on doing maybe a couple videos a week, something like that. I did my first video, an introduction, and couldn't figure out. I had actually done some clips that I wanted to put in the video. Couldn't figure out how to do the editing at first. So I just sat there, did an introduction. And then everyone starts asking about, well, I should tell you in the meantime, then Mike, Dog Man, he found out about me and shared me on his community page. I got a lot of subscribers from that. And then everyone started asking about the animals I was talking about. Well, we want to see them and stuff. So I eventually got the editing figured out. I had a neighbor that gave me a few tips on it, and then I was able to go from there and figure it out, and still learning on that. And then plan on doing a couple videos a week, and people seem to want more, so I said, well, I'm going to do a daily video. And even though a few of them have been late because I was having trouble uploading them, well, I've had a video out or done a live every day since the end of July. I forgot the exact date, but sometime in the end of July, I've done a video or a live every day. So, okay, I'll try to keep warm. When I go to bed tonight, I know I'll be warm. I got a nice heavy blanket. Then I just hate to get up in the morning. That's the worst part. I don't have my heater going yet. I'm putting that off as long as I can. Don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to put it off, but I'm going to have to get that going soon. I was originally hoping that eventually I could be monetized and start making some money from YouTube. And my channel's actually been growing faster than I expected. So I'm hoping that that time does come relatively soon. The last I checked, I was at 381 subscribers, so I still got a ways to go. But it's getting there. I'm doing good on watch hours. I'm over 1,300 hours. I think 1,334 watch hours. So I shouldn't have any trouble having 4,000 watch hours by the time I get 1,000 subscribers. Hey, thank you, Jay Marie. I appreciate it. Been nice having you on here. Anyone else got any questions? comments, complaints, just let me know. I read all my comments. If anyone wants to comment on a video anytime of anything, my email is in the description of the videos and in my about section if anyone wants to send me an email about something. If anyone's got any suggestions on videos, I try to incorporate them in the videos if it's something that I can do. Become monetized. There's 4 things. You have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to have 4,000 watch hours. You can't have any active strikes against you. And you have to have 2-step verification set up. I've got the 2-step verification, and I don't have any active strikes. So all I have to do is just finish getting my 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And then I can apply to be monetized. It's not automatic once you hit that. You have to apply for it. Then YouTube reviews everything. And then I guess it's just a few days. Then they'll let you know. And for smaller channels, you don't make big money. You gotta get bigger first, but that comes in time. But it seems like my videos are reaching out pretty good. I had 3 shorts that did real good. And they were all 3 in September. I didn't start doing them until almost the end of September. And then I did one on the 1st of October and one on 2nd of October. And they didn't get many views at all. So I know there was a special thing going on where YouTube was promoting the shorts. So once I had those 2, and it just happened to be October 1st and 2nd, that only got very few views, I thought maybe they weren't pushing them out like they were, so I quit doing them. But now I'm hearing that some shorts are still doing real good, so I think I'm going to start doing the shorts again too, see what happens. I had one short that got over 2,500 views. And most of that was within 2 hours. It didn't do anything for the first hour. First hour, I think it was 9 views. And then between hour 1 and hour 3, it got almost 2,500 views. And I know I'm getting views from all over the world. The last I checked, 2/3 of my views were from the United States. And then, I can't remember the order, but Canada, Australia, England, a lot of different countries. It doesn't list all of them either. It just lists the top 10 or so. Philippines was another one. Hello, Mike. I stayed on just for you. I said, I'm not going off until Dogman comes on. You have fun at the party? Looked like everyone was having a good time there. You probably didn't catch me on MT Homestead's Sunday shout out today, did you? You can't be doing that. You're an old man. You shouldn't be falling. I know what that's like. That's one of my biggest fears in the world now is falling. I slipped in the mud the other day and it scared the crap out of me. I fell last spring and I was messed up for almost a month. Well, that's not good. You can really get cut bad falling with a knife in your hand. Nope, not fun at all. Oh, you think you're sore now? Just wait till tomorrow. You're not going to be doing anything tomorrow. Because of that rough ground at Jeff's? Is that why everyone was falling? Oh, now you got a real reason to go to that appointment. Yeah, we have to get together and get that flattened out. Pick up some of the stone, fill in the holes and stuff for Jeff. I've seen some of the videos of Jeff walking out to his chickens, and it's looking like he's walking with some pretty rough ground. Well, when you get done your hearing test, go to the medical department and get your knee checked out. So you hear ringing your ears all the time. Oh, I imagine it is. When I move south, I'd love to get together with some people and see what we could do at Jeff's there. I know not too much I can do, but I would do what I could do. You need me to repeat anything that you missed on here? Or you go back and watch the replay later? I was talking about my generator, chickens, cats, my Tennessee property, how I got hurt. We've talked about quite a bit tonight. Okay. Yeah, any questions you have for me, comment them, email me, ask me next week, whatever. I'll be doing another live next week, same time. Yeah, I moved to 6:30 Eastern now, so I'm not conflicting with Merton and Sue. I wasn't even thinking when I originally scheduled this for 5. They didn't do one today. They're doing theirs tomorrow, I'm assuming because of the holiday. But I always like watching their live, and I definitely don't want to go over top of them because they're good supporters of me. Well, I appreciate it, Mike. You're a good man. And go back and watch M&T Homestead Sunday Shout Out if you get a chance to. I was really pleased with that today. Picked up 12 subscribers during that time. Columbus Day. Holiday for some. In Canada, Thanksgiving Day. I'd forgotten about that until I saw someone mention it yesterday. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it being a holiday because really something that shouldn't be celebrated anyways. Right. My people were here. My I think it's my great grandfather was full-blooded Cherokee. You're my great grandfather or great grandfather? I'd have to go back and figure it out. Well, I'm having trouble trying to trace it down. I can't find his name on the Doll's roll. Yeah, my dad actually never really knew too much about his ancestry. sometime I want to join Ancestry.com again and try to do some research. I was on that years ago, but they've improved it since then. Added more stuff. Yeah, I had someone in my family that was doing it. I think it was one of my aunts was doing it. But she's died now. But I would like to find out some more of the family history. Yeah, if anytime you want to come on any of my live, just let me know and I'll send you a link. Okay. You go take care of your dogs. You have a good night. Okay. Sounds good. Anyone else have any questions, comments, suggestions, complaints? You got 6 people in here. Don't want to end this if you still want to hear from me, but I need something to get started on. Like the cats are all waking up now. I don't think any of them want to come on camera, though. They're camera shy. Easy. Let's say hello to everyone. She's fighting me, so probably not. Say hi, Daisy. That's the end of that. Okay, good night, Em. Glad you could stop in. I appreciate it. Hello, Krubby. Yeah, I'm all talked out. I'm looking for suggestions of something else to talk about. Any questions? Well, I can just do a recap, and if anyone wants me to expand on anything, let me know. I've been doing some work on my generator. I got it running better, but it still needs more done to it. My chick's doing good. He's somewhere between 15 and 17 days old. I'm not sure which day he hatched, so I'm not sure. I'm calling it a he because I'm pretty sure, based on the spot on its head, that it's a male. I'm hoping to do a pop-up live from the laundromat again tomorrow, like I did last week. Not sure what time. And I'm gonna get some propane so I can use my gas grill and not have to use my electric appliances to cut back on generator usage. I'm going to look into getting some solar panels. And then maybe I won't even have to use a generator right now. And I talked about my property in Tennessee a little bit. I'm hoping I get the payments caught up on that so I can get moved down there next year, or make a deal with someone and share the property with them, or something. It's 5.83 acres, so it'd be big enough so I can share that with someone. And if anyone's got any suggestions for stuff to put in my videos, just let me know. Well, I can't think of anything else that we've talked about tonight. Oh, I talked about my chicken a little bit. How I want to expand my flock and hopefully start selling chicks next year. Okay, if no one's got any questions, comments, or anything, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. Or maybe Batman wants to come on. Batman, look at the camera. Look at the green light. Anything to say? His body language is saying it all. Let me go. I think your laptop scares him a little bit because I yell at him all the time for walking across the keyboard. And they're actually getting to the point now where they're very cautious about it. When I tried to turn him around, his feet were getting a little too close to the keyboard, and he knew he's not allowed on the keyboard. Okay. Like I said, if everything goes good, I'm planning on doing a pop-up live from the laundromat tomorrow. I'll be doing a video every day this week. And the next Sunday, I'll be live at 6:30 Eastern again. Okay, everyone have a good night.